Hello, hi everybody. We are still waiting to some people that will join us. Hi everybody. Good afternoon or good morning if you are in USA. My name is Refael Franco, and I'm very exciting that you join us to our webinar in Code Blue. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Franco Refael. I am a Code Blue CEO and former the Israeli National Cyber Directorate pioneer. Let's say before I retired from the government, I served for 30 years. My last position was I was the responsible for all the Israeli national cybersecurity and operation. It means, in one hand, I was responsible for all the Israeli critical infrastructure. In the left hand, I was responsible for the people in the street, in the men in the street. So, between the critical to the men in the street, all the civilian capabilities was under the Israel National Cyber Directorate responsibility and directly under my responsibility. Also, I led the Israel National CERT. It's the Emergency Response Team, the Risk Center, the Regulation Center, Guidance Center, and many others. And I retired 4 years ago from the government after almost 30 years. And from that moment, I established CodeBlue. CodeBlue is a crisis management company with the Blue Castle, our product to communicate and to build a war room during cyber crises. So today, Suzanne, I'm really exciting to be here. Two comments from my side. First of all, I'm sitting in Tel Aviv. Agam sitting in a different zone. If will be an alert or siren, I will go to the shelter, and Agam will take a responsibility, and we will try to continue. Why we continue? Because we are speaking about business continuity, okay? And it means for me, at least for me, when I'm speaking about business continuity, a plan or business continuity, is no matter what we need to continue. We need to continue to operate our nation, to operate our organization. And let me to start with a personal story. When the war started, I was in Rome. It was my birthday. My wife took me to Rome, and uh, you can make a plan, but always we need a plan B. So we stuck in Rome, and we have 4 kids at home, and the siren started, and the war started, and Tel Aviv was under attack. So you can imagine the situation that we are in Rome, sitting in front of us, all the let's say all this beautiful Rome center and momentum, and our kids in the shelter. So just try to think about this situation, about this surrealistic situation, and you can imagine the stress when you are hundreds of kilometers from your home, and your family is in this situation. So to be honest, we I don't want to say we are used to be or we are familiar with this situation, but yes, we are not familiar with the situation that we are in Europe, and our kids in Tel Aviv. Anyhow, we stack in Rome, and we operate first of all the family, the safety of the family, and also I remind you, I am owner of crisis management company, and you can imagine that in this case, I got, I think, dozens of calls from clients. Okay, if we're ready, if we are ready to assist them. And to be honest, we in Code Blue, we did all the steps to make sure that when the war will come, we will be ready to support our customers. But and I will dive in it later in the webinar. Anyhow, I stacked in Rome. I took the first flight of El Al, and I go back to Israel. And during these 3 or 4 days, We run many crises in Cold Blue, and part of the crisis was in Israel. Part of them was outside Israel. But I think the most important, because we are before we are diving to Code Blue, I want to give you just an example how it look like from geopolitical perspective. Okay, so when we are speaking about nation under attack, first of all, let's look about the critical infrastructure. Everybody know what it means, critical infrastructure, but think about the situation that you can be in a damage of energy, lack of water supply, a bank will not work, ATM will not work, or other crucial things will not work in a during time. Okay, so it means, first of all, before you think about your how to operate your company, maybe you should ask from high level perspective, from geopolitical perspective, how the critical infrastructure in your country are working. And this is maybe the most important things, or the difference between a company crisis management to national crisis management. And I remind you, I served 30 years in the country, so I built the business continuity for Israel. So lucky us, we are not suffering from anything. But look what happened around us with all the Middle East, when Iran decided to strike a different or other countries, and we know about 12 countries that right now are under attack. And we know part of the let's say crucial and basic of critical infrastructure are not working. So if there is no communication outside, how we can communicate if we don't have internet in the Middle East, or just not just in the Middle East, how we can operate our businesses. So anyhow, this is things that we need to concern that in during time. So I want to take the moment and to split our webinar to two different types. First of all, I want to speak to take you to give you the story or the element of what we are doing in Code Blue, and not just in Code Blue. My perspective on this war, what we are doing from cyber perspective, of course, but not just from cyber perspective, also from business continuity and physical security and things like that. Okay, and later on, I want to share with you the Blue Castle. The Blue Castle is our product. It's our war room to communicate and to communicate in case of cyber crisis. But to be honest, we can also, and part of our clients are using the platform also for the war or for physical things. But anyhow, I want to share with you how we communicate, how we can communicate. Sorry. So, and I just talked about that, and you hear right now the siren. It will take some time. So I will continue to with our webinar. But as you can hear, there is a siren, and in a moment I will go to the shelter, and Agam will replace me. Anyhow, until Agam will replace me, I want to give you a moment to share with you about right now about the presentation that I built for you. Agam, I hope you will be ready. Yes, this is Plan B. By the way, as we speak, everybody, I don't know if you know, but I wrote a wonderful book about Plan B. Plan B is how you handle with the crises. So part of the BCP is to always to get more and more plans, and this is what we are doing today. So if I will go to the shelter, Agam will present you the Blue Castle. So we will change the term, and then I will go back, and then we continue with my presentation. Anyhow, cyber war, or we are in a cyber crisis during a war. So it is not just a cyber issue. First of all, it's a kinetic issue, as you see right now, and this is kinetic right now in 15 or 16 countries, and they are not ready. They are not ready because they don't have shelters, they don't have Iron Dome. Okay, They don't have the capabilities to continue their life. And the most important things that you need alternative. I think you need the most important things when you are preparing a business continuity plan. It's alternative. It's to think that things, crucial things will not work, okay, and you need alternative, even small alternative, even low alternative, even basic alternative, even historical alternative, but you need an alternative. So we have a kinetic issue here, we have a cyber issue, we have a cognitive issue. It means psychology issue. People are fearing, when we are, you know, when my dogs are hearing the siren, they have a Pavlov reaction, Pavlov behavior. They are going directly to the shelter. Okay. And so we are right now. I believe in the moment the siren will start, and you will be here with me, and you will hear, and I will go to the shelter and I try to continue from the shelter. But I know that even I have in the shelter, and you can see here, I have in my office a optical network. I'm not allowed just to make sure that my Wi-Fi will be great. I have a private optical network in my house. Why? Because I want to make sure that no matter what, I will continue to work. And if my cell phone will not work, we have here also Iridium, or others are using other satellite network. So it doesn't matter what, we need to continue to deal, or to serve our clients, to continue our business. And if it doesn't matter if I'm a crisis management company, or I'm insurance company, or a technology company, or other company, I need to continue to deliver, and my business must continue to serve my clients. And I start to say it's a cognitive. Yes, it's a psychology. I will give you an example from Coldblue. One of my employee told me yesterday, I have a 2 hours from my house to the company in Tel Aviv. Yes, I know we have a shelter in Tel Aviv and everything is great, but there are 2 hours that I'm in the road and there is no shelters there. What should I do? Okay, so I know it's a psychology situation, and I am a father, and there are a lot of fathers and mothers, and they have kids or small kids, and they need to continue to support, and I'm opening every morning with my high level managers, with my senior managers, and I'm asking, I want to make sure that all our employees are okay. I want you to ask any employee, and we are not 100, but we are dozens in Tel Aviv. Please check that everybody okay, from physical, from psychological side is very important. And of course, there is the economic impact, but here I cannot imagine what happens in Israel, because if you are follow Israel stock market, you see increase. So it's tremendous situation that the market believes the Israeli economy. And I'm trying to ask myself, why the stock market believe in Israel economy? I will tell you why. I will tell you why. Because they are understanding, and they are trust our resilience capabilities. And when I'm teaching in the university, and I'm teaching in some colleges about resilience and business continuity plan, and people asking me, Franco, you think that we can handle a crisis? And I'm saying, yeah, for sure you can handle a crisis, and you can make more than that. You can make a lemonade from the lemon. You can be strong if your resilience capabilities will be strong. Your customers will trust you, and we are talking about trust. Anyhow, we can see, and we can see, unfortunately, we can see the difference between Israel to other countries in the Middle East. Okay, we can see the situation that The stock market in Israel is increasing when in all the others is decreasing, and it's depends of trust. It's depends of how much you trust. Okay, and this is the same situation in your company. If the clients will trust you and will know that in a crisis you will do anything that you care to handle the situation, to take care of them, even you are in a crisis mode, they will trust you. They will not leave you. They will not abandon you. They will continue to follow, and they will still continue to work with you. They will admire you. You know, during the crisis, we had a crisis in USA, a very large and sensitive company. So the CEO during the during the war, he told me, Franco, you want to change the time zone, we want to change the situation awareness meeting. I say, no, 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 no. Edward, we should continue our plan. We have a plan, we have protocols, we have the Blue Castle with us. Let's stick to our plan. And he said, Franco, wow, I don't believe that even there is bombs falling in Tel Aviv, you continue to support us as usual. I say, this is a preparedness. This is a part of the preparedness that you can trust me in 100% that I will sit with you, virtual or physical, shoulder to shoulder. Doesn't matter where are you. If you are in USA, in Europe, or in Asia, it doesn't matter. We will be there. And he told me, Franco, wow, I'm so admiring you that you are sitting with me right now, that I'm in a crisis and you are as a nation in a crisis. And I said, no, 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 Edward, this is why we need to prepare. I'm teaching preparedness. Preparedness is the key to success. And if you are not preparing, as Mike Tyson say, everybody has a plan until they get a punch. You need a strong plan. You need to you need to see that your plan is on. You need to stress your plan. You need to check your plan. You need to train to your plan. You need to make an exercise and stress and shaking, because unfortunately, bad cyber days can come. Who thought that Iran will strike all the Middle East? Who thought that Iran will fire a rocket, launch a rocket on Abu Dhabi, on Dubai? Who thought about that? On Azerbaijan? No one. If you would ask someone 2 months ago if this could be the situation, most of the people would tell you that no, it will not happen. They're friends. Qatar. Let's talk about Qatar for a moment. If I would thought, if I would the lottery and someone told me, Franco, what is the situation? What are the, let's say, percentage that Iran will strike Qatar? Most of the people would say zero, because they support Iran. So if we are sitting right now in Europe or in USA, tomorrow, unfortunately, could be a war. The situation in our world are not stable. You need to prepare. If you are a big company, if you are a multi-nation company, okay. Look, again, if you are running a company, if you are a CISO, CEO, CIO of a multi-country, multi-nation company, you have subsidiaries in Europe, in USA, in the Middle East, in Asia, you must build your cyber business continuity plan. You must, okay. And I'm telling to my friend in Europe that unfortunately you don't know if Russia tomorrow will start a war. I know my friend in Germany, in other countries are preparing to that, but we don't know. We don't know if they are right now sitting or seeing what happens in the Middle East and asking, okay, why we will not fire or launch a rocket on Europe or on USA? And to be honest, I'm worried. I'm worried because I have a friend around the globe, Okay, and they are not ready. They are not ready like Israel. The resilience are very low. And today, my webinar is kind of awareness, is kind of alert before something will go wrong. So anyhow, I want to continue, and I don't want to dive to each slide because I think you understand the mindset that it's not question of on if, it's question of when. And you don't ask yourself if you can prevent attack. Okay, you ask yourself if you can handle the situation, if you can run the situation, what is the alternative, what you are doing, okay, in each situation. And you need to train your brain muscle. I'm like I like the tabletop exercise, virtual table or physical. It doesn't matter. Why? Because I want to test my brain. I want to make an exercise to my brain. Okay, I want to teach myself to take a decision in under condition situation. I want to check my business continuity. Business continuity, by the way, is not a CISO role. It's a business role. I want to see that all my third party are ready to assist me in case of crisis. When we are talking about third party in case of cyber, we are always thinking about we are afraid from our third party. But think about the situation that you are under crisis or a cyber attack, and you need right now a support from your third party, but you isolate everything, and how you can think that they can helping you in this situation. This is something that we consider, by the way. In our blue castle, we have also suggest how to handle with this situation, that your third party right now is not ready or not available to assist you because the situation, because there is no connection, because he's afraid that you will affect him. And this is a real a very very tough situation that you need help, and right now you cannot help. But what is the most important things that I find in a crisis? That's communication. There is lack of communication internally, externally. There is a lag between the teams. Everybody, it's like a chaos. Okay, it's like a chaos, and the chaos come because lack of communication. Who is running the crisis? Who is responsible for what? Okay, and the one of the psychological the historical plus psychological talk about a stress situation. And I think it was Abraham talk about the situation that you are freezing or a fight or flight. And I find that most of the people that they not handle a crisis, or they don't make a tabletop exercise, and they don't train themselves, they are freezing. They're afraid to take a decision in these kind of situations. Okay, and this is why, by the way, this is why I create the blue castle to train yourself. Yes, not every day, because yes, you need to run your company, but yes, train yourself, check yourself. Okay, from time to time, train your muscle, train your brain, and check who is responsible for what. Okay, because what I found in hundreds of crises around the globe, that the communication and the responsibility and the command and control are disaster. And this is why it takes so much time. This is why there is a lack of decision. There is the miscalculation of the risk, and unfortunately this is unfortunately the situation in a crisis. And there is a cyber war room, and everybody, and each of you can design his cyber war room for his company. Uh, but 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 in the but from my perspective, the cyber war room is not just technology people inside. Okay, it's a risk and compliance and communications and business continuity and clients community, and all what we need to continue our business. Okay, and we need to check what if the system will not available during a war. Okay, but not just during a war. What happens if my internet service provider will be offline, my cloud supplier will be offline, what I'm right now, I'm shifting, I'm moving. How I build right now is a new structure immediately in a different cloud or a different zone, or I'm moving from one ISP to other ISP. How I build my structure under ransomware attack. What about if my supplier compromised? I need to check all that things before crisis is coming, and to check a lot of, and I need to put a lot of scenario. Okay, war scenario, ransomware scenario, cloud disruption scenario, data leak scenario, deep fake scenario, geopolitical scenario. I need a lot of scenario, okay, to put in my blue castle, okay, in my plan, okay, to make sure that first of all, I know what to do. I have a protocol, I have a playbook, and I have a dynamic playbook because things are changed. The problem with playbook that we know to build a playbook because we came from programs, we came from projects, and we build a very nice chart and very nice playbooks. But in the real scenario, the playbooks are just the basic. The playbooks are good, but are not enough. They are not enough. And of course, we need to. This is why I'm saying we need to bring all our data, all our knowledge to the situation that are changing every minute, every minute. By the way, this is a promotion from my side. The Blue Castle, it's part of this is what the Blue Castle are doing, are making the risk calculation with AI and helping us to set the narrative with AI and taking all the code blue data and code blue knowledge and bringing to your side. And this is a very fantastic tool and product to help you to prepare to cyber crisis, but not just to cyber crisis. Anyhow, I think the communication, I think, is the most important things. Internal clients, other stakeholders, uh, regulators. Anyhow, we need to communicate. And as I mentioned, clear crisis protocol, and the most important that executive will train themselves. Okay, also to train themselves and and build the muscle and build the muscle of decisions, and this is the most important things. So from that moment, I want to take you for a moment to the Blue Castle, and then I will leave some time to questions. And of course, if you want to try the Blue Castle, you can reach our sales team. Anyhow, I want to give you a gun. If you can share the Blue Castle, I want to show to our listeners, to our audiences, how we can proactive prepare to cyber crisis and also to cyber crisis with or under a wartime, and this is very very important. So what we see here is the dashboard. We see the dashboard of readiness. This is the maybe the first time that you are a decision makers. You can see your readiness to crisis management. This is not just how much I protect myself. No, 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 no. I want to be clear. We are in a resilience mode, and people are talking about resilience need to check themselves if they can be if they have the ability to recover from cyber attack. And this is the most important things. If I can recover from cyber attack, so when I'm seeing my crisis readiness is 67, it means I'm not sure I can recover from cyber attack. Not if I'm ready to protect and to prevent. No, 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 no. If you hear me or if you follow me in my LinkedIn page, I'm talking about resilience first. Think always that you will get a punch. Now, how much you are ready to come and to fight again or to serve your clients, and this is the most important things. And here we can see this is just the blue castle. This is just the blue castle dashboard, and you can see, of course, the readiness, and you can see the readiness of all the war rooms, and of course you can see the reference scenario and what you need to do to increase your resilience capabilities. And this is the most important things, and you can try to make assessment by yourself or by our experts. Anyhow, you can build a Gantt of work and business continuity plan. But we will not cover everything right now in 10 minutes that we still have. I want to take you this two tremendous things that I like. I want to take you to the reference scenario. Okay, this is something very nice. Okay, you can build a lot of reference scenario. We decided to build a wartime cyber threat a reference scenario, and we decided to give 26 different missions in a crisis. Okay, right now what we see here is a playbook, is a check. Okay, and we decide what who will be responsible to each task, and who is the assignee, and what is the priority, and etc etc. But what is the most important thing, that in the moment that I decided to operate the war room, the playbook is changed dramatically. And Agam will take us to the directly to the war room, and this is the idea how I'm moving fast from regular situation, from normal situation to crisis situation. Okay, and when I'm running to crisis situation, okay, I'm taking all our missions, all my tasks, all my who is responsible for what, and immediately in one click and two-factor authentication, I'm running to my war room. And when you can see the war room right now, you can see a lot of rooms. For an example, who is responsible for the BCP? Okay, if I'm running to the PCP, I know they have some task to do. Okay, I know they have the task to do, and I see here that they have some task to do. Okay, right now I see there are 7 tasks, and they need to complete, okay, those tasks. And okay, it's nice, but it's not enough. And also I have a PR task, and I have an incident response task. You can jump to the IR team task, for an example, and it's a legal task. Okay, and what I can see in the end, how can I am ready to deal with the wartime crisis? Okay, by the way, all the tasks are real, okay, are real tasks. But what is the most important right now is how we communicate with each other. Of course, we communicate here to open a task, to fill the task, to close the task. But in the end, we know that we need to be more flex. So we know, for an example, we decide in the wartime we want to work in the WhatsApp. Okay. So if I will open the WhatsApp right now, okay, and we can see here that there are two, we can use the WhatsApp. Why we can use the WhatsApp? Because we are sitting in a different time zone, or because we are not sitting in front of our computer, or because it's easy, because we are, unfortunately or not unfortunately, we are 24/7 with our mobile phone. And in a crisis mode, I need to flex. Of course, I can do it from my net from my computer, but I can do it easily or faster or efficiency by the WhatsApp. If I will see the WhatsApp group, there are many people in the WhatsApp group, and I can right now take the time and to write something in my mobile phone, for an example. Okay, for oops sorry oops sorry okay, in the mobile phone, I can take, right now I'm using, for an example, I can go to my mobile phone. I'm right now in the IR, please, and I'm writing, please check the backup. For an example, the backup. Okay, and I'm in the IR. I'm sending right now. I'm sending right now the message. Okay, and it will take some moment because it still need to handle with the security protocol. Okay, and you will close and open, and immediately you will see it in a moment. Anyhow, I think the most important things in that we can communicate. Okay. uh, okay, oops, and you see right now, please check the backup. Okay, and yes, it's take 1 minute, less than 1 minute, because there is security between me to the two. But the idea that right now I full I can, first of all, I can I can communicate by the WhatsApp. But the most important right now, it's also go to the pending task because I ask things from my team to do, and it goes to the pending task, and from the pending task, it can go to the task. Okay, and okay, so this is for an example how it goes, and this is very nice because we need to communicate. It's not enough that just we have the, let's say we have the protocol. The protocols are very nice, are very good, but we need to communicate between us. And the WhatsApp is very nice to communicate because it's working around the globe. You can change from 4G to 5G, and also to communicate during the satellite. So this is very important. This is very important to go from, let's say, from preparedness to the war room. And of course, we have a timeline. We can check the timeline. We can take to make a summary. For an example, we can decide by AI, everything by AI. It goes very smooth, very nice. By the way, we can think, and we can also, by the way, we can send emissions from the task from in the computer. We can do it and to send the task to the WhatsApp. But what is important that everything is very clear. Thing is very clear. I can share in the WhatsApp. Oops, you see on the right. Yes, they connect to the WhatsApp and send the message to the WhatsApp. So it doesn't matter if you are front of your MacBook or your laptop or your desk, or you are in the, I don't know, mid of nowhere and you have a WhatsApp, and we can connect you. And this is very, very important during a crisis. Okay, and this is very, very, very important. So if I need to summarize my webinar, it's first of all, be ready. I think readiness is the key to survive a crisis. Readiness is the key to make sure that you will continue your business. And I think this is very, very important because everybody think this is a CISO role or this is an IT role. And I try to tell you, no, this is a team. This is a team player. This is a team of crisis, small team or medium team of crises, okay, that need to prepare our company, your company, okay, and to make sure that in blink of eye to turn the protocols to the live war room, and the clock is ticking, and we need to win the bad guy. And it doesn't matter if the bad guy is Iran or it's a gang of ransomware or cybercrime gang or others. We need to be ready. And each company there is a reference scenario and company risks, and this is what happens with the blue castle. The blue castle is help you to prepare yourself, to check yourself, and of course there are many other features like intelligence and surface attack inside. But in the end, we are looking on all the side of readiness, of resilience, readiness, and this is what important, and to look on readiness from many different angles and to cover all the angles that we will make sure that we are ready for a crisis. So I hope in this webinar I give you some tips and give us some idea. I hope that you will be safe, you and your family will be safe, and God bless you, and God bless Israel, and God bless America and Europe, and thank you that you join us. Thank you, everybody. I leave 2 or 3 minutes for questions. If not, we will go to the shelter, and I will go and I will tell you good evening or a nice day. Okay, when I can see the blue castle, you can ask our sales team. Okay, later on you can ask our sales team to when you can reach the blue castle, or to check or to get a demo. Okay, by the way, we have 10% discount for this webinar, so you have an opportunity to get and to check and to play with the blue castle. So it was my honor to be here today and to share with you my knowledge and my experience, and be safe. Thank you.